Hey guys, welcome back to VEGAnuary day 2. Now, it's going to be a bit fluffy again, unfortunately, because this morning I had to go back to the doctors. As I explained yesterday, I was still quite ill after being on antibiotics for 7 days and taking lots of painkillers. I still had an earache. I still had a chronic headache, which was going down this part of my head. Felt all bruised as if somebody had pulled my hair. I had intense pain behind my eyes. I had like gum boils, bad skin, sore joints, dicky stomach and everything like that. So I went back to the doctors this morning pretty much in tears because I just felt so rough, so awful. And she's now prescribed me with penicillin, of which I have to take 2 tablets 4 times a day on an empty stomach, or at least 60 minutes before taking food. So I've tried to sit down and work out like a plan of when I can eat and when I can't eat and when I should be taking my penicillin and things like that. So with regards to eating today, it hasn't been very successful. I've literally just gone on porridge and some toast. So I'm going to quickly run through vegan options for porridge and toast because I feel like that's like a basic starter point. A lot of people like porridge, I suppose. I do. I have to have porridge every single morning without fail, otherwise I have a bad day. So I'm going to run through like my milk options and what options I put on my toast. I don't really have toast that often, but when I do, what I've got in the house are these things. Okay, so for a start, porridge oats are vegan if they're just straight up porridge oats. They're not like those pots, instant pots you could add water to, because I know 9 times out of 10 that's going to be like powdered milk, powdered cow's milk, so you'd have to specifically get a porridge pot from like the Tesco free from section or something like that was milk free for it to be a vegan one. So as long as they're just straight up porridge oats, they are vegan. So I would normally make those with Tesco value everyday unsweetened soya milk. So this is a 59p for 1 litre, or sometimes I make it with the Aldi's Actileaf almond milk. So, and this is 99p or something like that for the litre. So I've started recently buying the Tesco soya milk just because it's slightly cheaper, save a few pennies, and the pounds look after themselves and all that jazz. This is actually lower in calories than the soya milk, and it's obviously both of them are lower in calories than cow's milk. Maybe the soya is on the same sort of calorie level as skimmed milk with regards to weight loss, if you're interested. It's important, I find, with almond milk to get the roasted version. If you get the unroasted almond milk, then it tastes like marzipan to me, which is not that nice. And you want to get the unsweetened one. Obviously, with regards to weight loss, if you get the sweetened one, it may taste nicer. I guarantee it probably will, but you're bumping your calories right up. So that's why I get unsweetened. And then the same with the soya. So there are downsides to soya, this particular one as well. If I was to have a cup of coffee, this would split, so it would look like curdled milk in my coffee. So it still tastes nice. There's nothing wrong with it. It just looks absolutely hanging. So that's that. So that's why I bought the almond milk. So when I do have a cup of coffee, I put this in and it doesn't split. It just looks like a normal cup of coffee. I find with almond milk, you have to use a lot more milk in teas and coffees for them to look more milky, if that makes any sense. So if you poured in your normal amount of milk with almond milk, your coffee would look really, really strong. So I find myself adding more to compensate for the colour, really, more than anything. yeah, you can get many different varieties of soya milk. You can also get sweetened soya milk and many different brands. There's also Alpro out there, which I find to be quite expensive, but it is a good one. You can also get like soya milk for professionals. So if you are heating up your soya milk for like coffees, if you had like a coffee machine at home, those don't split in coffee, and I don't think Alpro soya milk splits in coffee either. It just depends on the brand and how stable the milk is. So that's that with regards to milk. I don't really stray too differently outside of milk, dairy-free milks, with regards to what I buy into my house. If I was out in a coffee shop, I might go for like a coconut milk or something, but I feel like you always have to pay a decent amount extra for the privilege of having coconut milk when you could just have soya or almond for just as cheap. So then with regards to toast and things, Vitalite sunflower spread is dairy free. It's got the vegan symbol on it, and this is really, really cheap. It's always like 95p to a pound whenever I've bought it. This is a stuff I used to have when I was a kid, probably because it was so cheap and we were on a budget, without even realising that it was vegan. So it tastes legit exactly like margarine. There's no taste, there's no difference in the taste whatsoever for me personally. And then Marmite is what I've got in the house at the moment, because it is, you know, that little bit lower in calories than your jams and your marmalades and all things like that. This is vegan because it's yeast, basically. And it's got your vitamin B12 in there as well, which I didn't realise until I just read the back of the packet. And that also has a vegan symbol on the back too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for bread. Not all breads are vegan, unfortunately. As a general rule of thumb, the majority of them are. Things like tiger bread are not, and obviously cheese top bread isn't. So it is worth glancing at the back of a packet every now and then. But yeah, with regards to porridge and toast, those are my hints and tips. Sorry if that was a bit boring, but I felt it reflected my day with regards to taking medication. So, you know, I'm still being vegan. I'm not just going, oh, well, I'm ill. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to just be normal and eat normal food. It doesn't really work like that. Hopefully tomorrow I can get some actual proper food made. I'm thinking maybe soup or something, because my throat is still really sore. By the time that comes around, I might have had 24 hours worth of penicillin, so I might be feeling better, but I might not be. But soup is always good. It's a good way to get lots of nutrients in all in one go. So I shall see you all tomorrow for some actual recipe making time. Bye.